Continuing with our explanation. 2 days later, which seemed to Prashant like 2 years, the rain ceased and the rain waters slowly began to recede. Prashant was determined to seek out his family without further delay. But the situation was still dangerous, and his friend's family pleaded with Prashant to stay back a little while longer. But Prashant knew he had to go. His friend's family, his friend and Prashant, they all spent the next 2 days on the rooftop. Everyone was scared. Everyone was apprehensive of what will happen, what will befall them. In this condition, 2 days were spent. After 2 days, the rain stopped. It seemed to Prashant that the 2 days' time was as long as the duration of 2 years. This shows that it was very difficult time for him to pass, as the worry about his family's well-being was still persistent in his mind. The thought which was tormenting him was whether he will be able to see his family on his return home or not. The rain had stopped and the water was receding gradually. Although it was dangerous to go out, he did not waste any more time and left to find his family. Though his friend's family requested Prashant to stay back, but he knew that ultimately he has to go and he has to find his family. He equipped himself with a long sturdy stick and then started on his 18-kilometer expedition back to his village through the swollen flood waters. It was a journey he would never forget. He constantly had to use his stick to locate the road to determine whether the water was most shallow. At places, it was waist deep and the progress was slow. At several points, he lost the road and had to swim. After some distance, he was relieved to find two friends of his uncle who were also returning to their village. They decided to move ahead together. Taking the help of a long stick, Prashant started the 18-kilometer long journey back home. As he passed through the flood water, the journey got inscribed in his mind forever. He had to use the stick to guide him and find the path where the water was shallower. At some places, the water was waist deep and his pace slowed down. At some places, he lost track of the road and had to swim to save himself from drowning. After some time, he was relieved as he got the company of two friends who, along with their uncle, were returning to their village. All of them proceeded together. As they waded through the waters, the scenes they witnessed grew more and more macabre. They had to push away many human bodies, men, women, children, and carcasses of dogs, goats, and cattle that the current swept against them as they moved ahead. In every village that they passed, they could barely see a house standing. Prashant now wept out loud and long. He was sure that his family could not have survived this catastrophe. As the group proceeded, they got to see the terrible scenes. They got to see the destruction which was created, the destruction which was the result of this severe cyclone. This was their first hand account to see with their own eyes the grim situation. They had to push dead bodies of human beings and animals which were being swept around with the current of waters. As they crossed the villages on the way, They could see that not even a single house was seen. As Prashant's fear grew, he started weeping loudly. He had evil broodings. He was nurturing negative thoughts about his family, and he was sure that his family members would not have survived the disaster. Eventually, Prashant reached his village, Kalikuda. His heart went cold. Where their house once stood, there were only remnants of his roof. Some of their belongings were caught mangled and twisted in the branches of trees, just visible above the dark waters. Young Prashant decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to look for his family. When Prashant reached his village Kalikuda, he became numb on seeing the remaining remains of his house. Their belongings were scattered in the water, and some things even hung on the branches of the trees just above the floodwater. He decided that he should visit the Red Cross shelter, which was put up by the society, and look for his family members there. Among the first people he saw in the crowd was his maternal grandmother. Weak with hunger, she rushed to him, her hands outstretched, her eyes brimming. It was a miracle. They had long given him up for dead. When he reached the Red Cross Society, the first thing that he saw was his maternal grandmother. She appeared weak. She was hungry, but still, she was glad to see that Prashant was alive. She rushed to him with her arms open and eyes full of tears. These were tears of joy, of happiness, of seeing a family member alive in those difficult times. It was a miracle for her, as the family had thought Prashant would not have survived the storm. Not only for the whole family, but it was a miracle for Prashant as well, because all the time that he has travelled, the 18 kilometers, he had travelled with a heavy heart and evil broodings in his heart. Quickly, word spread, and his extended family gathered around him and hugged him tight in relief. Prashant anxiously scanned the motley, battered group. His brother and sister, his uncles and aunts, they all seemed to be there. As Prashant's extended family came to know that he had come, all of them gathered around him and hugged him in relief. Prashant saw that everyone was worried and injured. He met his siblings, uncles, and aunts.